You're watching CHCO TV's gavel-to-gavel coverage of the February 17th, 2026 regular council meeting for the town of St. Andrews. I'm Florence Mitchell. In today's meeting, Dawn Menton will make a presentation to council, and under Recreation and Environment, council will move to pledge its support to the St. Andrews Pickleball Committee in its effort to raise funds for and construct new pickleball courts to be located at the Harry Mallory Sports Field. Now let's join council at the W.C. O'Neill Arena Complex Council Chambers in St. Andrews.
Okay, we'll call to order the regular council meeting of the town of St. Andrews, Tuesday, February the 17th at 6:30 p.m. The W.C. O'Neill Arena Complex and Council Chambers. Recording of attendance, all are present with Councillor Blanchard online, except for Councillor Harland is not here tonight. Land recognition, we are on the unceded traditional territories of the Beskoto-Makati people and under the umbrella of the Linguistigwe, because they're not recognized yet in Canada, but will be someday soon. Approval of the agenda, I need a mover. Councillor Heenan, a seconder. Seconder, please. Councillor Neal, Deputy Mayor Neal. So Councillor Heenan and Deputy Mayor Neal. Any additions? Councillor Heenan?
Yes, Your Worship, would we have to take out the presentation that's listed in the agenda?
He's just not showing, so.
Well, either or, I
Just
guess you can, I don't know if you have to formally remove it, you can, but he has notified us at the last minute that he's unable to attend, so.
Okay, so do we need to remove it then? So, okay, so no, so that's okay. Anything else? Okay, all ready for the question, the approval of the agenda. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary minded? Carried. Disclosure of a conflict of interest. Anyone have one for this evening's agenda? Not seeing any, we move right along. No presentation because he's unable to come. So now we're at the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. So there were the minutes of the 26/02/02 regular council meeting of Monday, February the 2nd, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. That the minutes of the 26/02/02 regular council meeting of Monday, February 2nd, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. be adopted as presented. Mover? Councillor Bennett. Seconder? Councillor Heenan. Any further discussion? Errors or omissions? Question. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary minded? Carried. All right, moving on. The minutes of the 26/02/09 staff meeting council of Monday, February the 9th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. The recommended motion is that the minutes of the 26/02/09 staff meeting council of Monday, February the 9th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. be adopted as presented. Mover? Councillor Neal, Deputy Mayor Neal. Seconder? Councillor Bennett. Any further comments, errors, or omissions? Ready for the question. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary minded? Carried unanimously. The minutes of the 26/02/11 public hearing of objections of Wednesday, February the 11th, 2026 at 6 p.m. The recommended motion is that the minutes of the 26/02/11 public hearing of objections of Wednesday, February the 11th, 2026 at 6 p.m. be adopted as presented. Mover? Councillor, Deputy Mayor Neal. Seconder? Councillor Blanchard. Thank you. Any errors or omissions or any additions? Okay, question. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Contrary-minded? Carried. Communications, we don't have any. Staff reports and financial report, and the Explore St. Andrews report of the month of January. So, Mr. Spear?
We normally don't read that out loud, Your Worship. It's
No,
just-
but I mean, I'm just saying it's there,
Oh,
but you are going to read your report, correct?
no, Your Worship, that was read last.
There's no report there?
Yeah,
Okay.
for last meeting.
All right, so we can skip that. Oh, Counselor Weir.
Yes, Your Worship. When was the last time we got a financial report? Last one I saw was November, I think.
It would have been November. They have their year end, it's going through audit right now. Should be completed anytime soon.
I just thought Russ would get a try.
Okay, we'll ask for that.
That's it? Okay. So introduction, consideration, and passing of bylaws and motions. There's nothing for the Finance and Administration Committee, nothing from Public Works and Public Safety, nothing from Economic Development, Business and Culture Committee. So we're now to Recreation and Environment. So that is Councilor Michelle.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. Reference number RE 260210 dated February 10th, 2026. Submitted by myself, and the subject is the St. Andrews Pickleball Committee support, and the background reads. The St. Andrews Pickleball Committee has expressed an interest in providing a better experience for local users by upgrades to existing shared space or construction of a new facility. Shelley Steers Morgan and May Doyle presented for the committee at the October 27th regular council meeting. The committee also presented 4 options for council review and direction to assist with fundraising efforts. The operations manager has drawn up a plan to construct 4 courts at the Harry Mallory Sports Field, with estimated costs of around $130,000. This number may increase as the washrooms on site would need attention. The recommended motion provides a statement of support for the committee and efforts towards the completion of this option. And the motion reads, motion 1, be it resolved that the council for the town of St. Andrews pledge its support to the St. Andrews Pickleball Committee in its efforts to raise funds for and construct new pickleball courts to be located at Harry Mallory Sports Field, and I would make that motion, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Michelle. Seconder? Deputy Mayor Neal, discussion. Councillor, Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, just a point to clarify here in the background, it mentions 4 pickleball courts. Are we talking about 4 or 2 as per the drawing and the cost estimate that was provided?
There's 2 courts, 4 sections, I guess. Hello?
I guess that might be my misinterpreting the picture here.
Okay, so it'd be 2 pickleball courts.
I was thinking each thing
Oh,
across
yeah.
was 2 courts, but it's
So
probably
2,
just 1.
My limited knowledge of pickleball, I'm guessing that dotted line represents the net.
The net, yeah, my brain says you were probably correct on that.
Okay.
My knowledge is more limited.
So it's 2 pickleball courts, okay?
2 pickleball courts. Okay.
Your Worship.
Yes? Councillor Weir, sorry. I was trying to find the spot where it said 2, 4. Your microphone, please.
In the background, it talks about the 130,000. This number may increase as the washrooms on site would need attention. I think may should be will increase, because I can't imagine doing upgrades for nothing.
And not doing the washrooms. Okay.
And the other thing being in the motion, it is a fairly broad, all-inclusive pledge its support without any definition of what pledge its support is. It just seems like a pretty broad statement.
Mr. Spear?
I think that's purposefully so. Councillor Ware, they just were looking for something like a location to start fundraising. It does have to be said, there's nothing put in the 2026 capital budget for any of this work. And so if the committee's very successful very quickly, they'll have to come to council and ask for whatever funding they're looking for council, but certainly it'll be a 2027 project at the earliest would be my expectation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Spear, for that clarification. Councillor Heenan?
Yes, Your Worship. Council, I would like it added to the motion to reflect what Councillor Weir said, that there is no funding available in 2026 for this project. Because when it does say pledges its support, that could be interpreted as money. So we don't have it in the budget for 2026, so I feel that at some point we have to put that in there, Your Worship.
Thank you. Is that a friendly amendment? No? So we have to do an
Formal
amendment.
Yeah.
So the amendment would be there is no funding in 2026 as it's not in the budget. Okay, and seconded by Councillor Bennett. So Heenan and Bennett. Any further discussion on that, council? You want to add anything, Mr. Councillor Weir? All right, all those about the amendment of no funding in 2026, no budget funding in 2026, and that was Heenan and Bennett. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried. Now we'll go back to the original motion, which is the pickleball courts. And it's moved by Councillor Gumashell and seconded by Deputy Mayor Neal. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye, Your Worship.
Contrary minded? Carried. Second motion. Yes, sir? Nope, that's it. That's it. Okay, so that's done. Planning and development, community development, there is none. New business, there is nothing new business, correct? Question period. Anybody in the audience have a question? Anybody online have a question? Mac?
Nobody online.
Nobody online?
Just
Okay.
check my email real quick. And
Mac is checking.
Nope.
Nope, okay. Councillor and Deputy Mayor's comments. Councillor Heenan.
Thank you, Your Worship. I just have a few little notes here, it won't take me long, regarding the meeting of the public hearing of objections that we had on February the 11th in the theater. Number one, a huge thank you to CHCO for putting together the electronics and technology for this event. It is appreciated, as I know the amount of work that was involved in that. Secondly, another huge thank you to all the residents that turned out on a stormy night to attend this important hearing, for those that sent letters and communications and via Zoom. I wish to just point out one thing, that your elected council are members of the town plat, neighborhood, rural areas, apartment buildings, so we all have a vested interest in the municipality of St. Andrews, so we can appreciate all comments. A couple of points I've received from residents is they wanted to know when civility left
St. Anne.
hearings, because as we experienced a few times during the thing, there were some off comments. And so I had a couple of residents that had contacted me, and they just wished to know when civility left, because these meetings, as we know, are scheduled and they're seen all over. I've gotten comments even from people as far as northern New Brunswick. And another point I had received is that council changed the rules of governance of meetings that we were told to do in respect to community requests. So why were the individuals not to follow the rules the community set forth in a hearing of objections? So these are some points that I've received over the last week, and I did tell folks that I would definitely bring them forward. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Heenan. Any others? Councillor Weir?
Yes, I'd like to comment on the same thing. There's been a significant number of emails, letters, presentations at the objection, and I've had conversations with quite a few people, most of them kitchen table discussions. And I do think we have to somehow get a more rigorous review of this with the people of the municipality. We're elected to represent them. We're not elected to rule them. So we have to represent the people and what they think and take it all into consideration. So I think we've got to develop some type of a rigorous plan to do that. And there's no timelines on this. Well, there is a timeline, 2028, but we can't put an artificial timeline on it until we're happy that residents have expressed their views. I've had people that want to know when they can present and whether we should, and I fully would support an opportunity for people to come and present. Wouldn't have to be an official notice of objections, but they could come and officially present to council. That's what I've gathered from these people, and a lot of them are in Shamcook and Bayside, some are in the town, Platte, and I think they deserve that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Weir. Anybody else? Oh, Mr. Spear?
Yeah, I'd just like to follow up with Councillor Weir's. I agree, and we had a discussion with staff today. We're going to be bringing it forward at the March 2nd meeting to look for direction from council. The RSC planners are gathering all the information. Then at that point, we'll be looking for next steps. I guess we have what we think is a timeline, but we're looking for. We certainly agree. We mentioned that night that we'd open it up mainly because of the storm. The storm that was 3 centimeters turned into 30, but that we'd try to have another session of, we'll call it public consultation, where people can still present. Top of my head, I'm thinking the regular or the staff-led meeting on the 9th, but that's up for discussion.
Thank you. Anybody else? Councillor Gumshaw.
Thank you, Worship. I wasn't able to attend, but I did watch it with interest. And as a general comment, I think that we are getting quite a bit of pushback from Shamcook and Bayside, as expected. And I would remind everyone that it wasn't the town of St. Andrews' idea to amalgamate. We were sitting here with 6 councillors, and then we amalgamated, and it's been great. It's been a great experience, but it has definitely changed a lot of things that happen here in town with regard to our meetings and everything else. So it wasn't the town of St. Andrews' idea to amalgamate. We inherited this from the province. So maybe at the next presentation of objections, we could have some people there from the province to help explain some of this process to some of the angry residents. And that's I'll just keep it short.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Councillor, you'll have to address that with CAO and see if someone can be here from the province to discuss that. Councillor Weir again? Yes?
I read through every one that came in, every email, every letter. And I think there was just as many from the town Platte as there was from Bayside Shamcook, if not more. So I don't think we can look at it and say Bayside and Shamcook are the problem here. Town Platte's upset too, very upset. And, yeah, we're upset in our quiet way, but, maybe not so quiet sometimes, but the more vocal people to me, have been the town plat, and I understand where they're coming from completely. That's all I'll say.
Thank you.
If I
Councillor
could respond, if I might respond. So in the previous council, we went through a municipal plan and zoning bylaw, and it was a rigorous process. It was about 100 pages. It was a very different format than the current one. So I guess the same thing would apply to people from the town plat who may be upset with it. The new format, the new maps, the new designations, a lot of it is being pushed down from the province, so people showing up and being very upset with the town isn't necessarily completely fair. Sure, we can take some of it, some of the brunt of it, but this is a municipally or a provincially driven initiative, top down, and so it's very different format, everything. It's about half the length of our previous zoning bylaws and municipal plan. It's a very different thing. So I'm not saying people shouldn't be upset, but they shouldn't just be upset with the town council, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gomichel. Anyone else? Anybody else for comments before I do mine? Okay, so mayor's comments. Number one, happy Pancake Tuesday, which is Shrove Tuesday. The Anglican Church served over 220 some people with pancakes tonight, so it's a good start for Lent and Easter. And thanks to the Anglican Church for doing that, because it takes a lot of people to pull forth a meal like that. So it's kind of nice, and it's kind of nice to have pancakes. The second thing is I want to thank the people that have given us bags for the food bank, because they appreciate it. Every time I go in there with my armload of bags, they're very happy. We got a truckload from the fellow who gave them to us before, and we thanked him, but this is from the general public. They've gone out and purchased new bags or brought bags in again because they lost everything in that fire. I don't know when or what's going to be happening to the food bank, but it's there in St. George still, and they appreciate everything that we take in there. And I know they appreciate me bringing in the bags, and I see them on the street, and the lady thanks me profusely. So I'm very honored that I'm able to do that, pick up the bags and take them over, and you can still deliver them to the town office. So far, Mr. Spear and Mr. McKinnon have not thrown them at me. So we have lots, and I took them over, had a big lot and took them over. Thank you very much. About this meeting that we had on Wednesday, do you have to go? Do you have to go? Okay. I think what bothered me was the fact that we were pushing this through. We are not pushing this through. What I want to make sure that people understand that when the next council takes over, and if we haven't started this process, then they will only have a year and a half, because it has to be done by January 2028. And I'm not saying that it has to be done, but that's what is mandated to us. So we are following the mandate of what the province asked us to do, and we are very fortunate that we have planners and great staff that work on this. It takes long hours. We work very hard and due diligent, and I'd like to thank the staff. I'd like to thank the planners and council, because we put in a lot of hours. It doesn't mean that we're not listening. It means we are listening, and we will continue to listen. So if you have more comments, I understand that you can still write in to town council, and we can hear them. I thank staff for putting a list together of all the emails that we receive, because when you go through 330 a night, it's pretty hard to do, but we try to do our best. And we may not respond to every email. If I did that, I'd be up all night. It's bad enough I'm up as late as I am, but it's even tougher if you have that many to respond to. So yeah, a lot of them are the same, but we can't have you saying, oh, like so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so disagree with this. We need so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so to write in. They need to be their own opinion, not hearsay or not secondhand knowledge. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I think that Councillor Heenan's words about being civil to people is very important, because I think that's very important, that you respect the person and you give them the respect that you expect to receive. All right, so thank you very much, and thanks for coming out in that storm day. It was a miserable day, but we did get through it, and we will get through the rest of our mandate, hopefully. And I thank council for the support. So now we are on to closed session. As of 7 o'clock tonight, we are moving into move into closed session per the Local Governance Act, Section 68(1)D, the proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land, and Section 68(1)J, labor and employment matters, including negotiation of collective agreements. I need a mover, Councillor Heenan, and a seconder, Deputy Mayor Neal. Ready for the question? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Contrary minded? We're in closed session. Thanks, CHCO, for coming out tonight. And thank you, Natalie, for attending. Appreciate it.